Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the Adobe XD Daily Creative Challenge. I'm your host, Andrea Hawk, and I hope you guys are all having a wonderful Thursday. I always have to look at my what date it is on my monitor because I don't even know what day it is anymore with the lockdown. So welcome everyone in the chat. Hope you guys are having a great day, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. We've got PM, Laura, Vanille, welcome Sam, Julia, everyone, Anna. Thanks guys for joining. So I have a very fun sort of augmented reality challenge, another one of those today for you guys. So let's go ahead and dive right in. I'm gonna hop on over to Behance. So let me just switch my screen over here and we'll see what today's challenge is. So I'm at behance.net/challenge/XD if you want to follow along. And of course, if you're not already registered, go ahead and sign up with this big blue button right here. And then each day you'll get notified in your Creative Cloud app right up here. So of course, you probably already know how it works by now. Each day I'll give you guys a challenge and you can scroll on down here to see which new one has been unlocked today. Today we're going to be working on voice commands. So I want you to design the control hub for a car that controls like temperature, ambience, navigation, things like that. So think of like your Tesla, like the digital display, or if you want to, this is what I'm going to be doing, a windshield display, so augmented reality. You can do either one. But I do want you to incorporate voice commands for hands-free operations, since obviously that's a lot safer. We don't want to be messing around with a bunch of buttons and dials while we're driving. So gonna make it safer. If you would like to, you can grab the starter file, just hit get started and it'll bring you to Dropbox. You can just hit download, direct download, and then it will give you something like this, little starter file with some resources and stuff. So I'll hop in there in just a second. What else? Yeah, be sure to watch your daily live show. We're live right here every day at 2 p.m. Pacific. And of course, be sure to share on Discord and Behance when you're done. So Behance with that keyword XD Daily Challenge. And let's hop on into Discord. So you can sign up for Discord. Discords are XD community. If you have any questions about anything design related, or if you want to share your work. So a lot of people have been sharing their work in this current challenge channel right here. And let me pull up the link right here. So this is the link if you want to sign up here. It's just bit.ly/XD Discord. And you can join almost 42,000 of you guys already over here on Discord. So we've got some mentors over here giving you guys feedback in this channel if you'd like. And I'll be in here looking at you guys' work for this current challenge. And if you want to just see when we're going live, you can check in this channel up here. Awesome. So feel free to ask a question also if you have anything related to XD that you're not sure about. So one thing I do want to share, I thought this was so cool. So on Monday, I was looking through some of you guys' designs in Discord, and this one just like blew me away, so I had to show it at the beginning. This was the smart mirror design, and again, you could kind of do something like this for today's if you want to like shoot a video and then at the end put it into After Effects after we design the interface in XD. So I just thought this one was so cool, so I have to show you. So this is by Marie Julie, and so that's the static version, and then this is her actual video. This is just like, it blew my mind, so I had to show it. So this is like her swiping through the interactions, and she like describes how she did it in her case study here, and like holds up a product, and then she's got like a video, a makeup tutorial. That's such a good idea. I wish I would have thought of that. So cool. So just thought I'd show this if you want to add a video afterwards to your interaction. So mine today, it'll look a little something like this. So again, if you want to do just like a digital dashboard, like somewhere down here, like on the actual car, or if you want to do it augmented reality, you can do that as well, like up here. So this is the video. Well, you can't really tell because I'm using voice commands, so I'll show you how to like tell the car to change the temperature. Of course, you can't hear it right now because I have my my sound off on my monitor. So, okay, let's go ahead and dive right in. I hope you guys are excited. Richard said, wow, this is really mind-blowing. Yeah, I know, so exciting. Okay, so voice commands will be over here. So this will be in the prototype tab right here. We're going to be working in this interaction panel over here, and our trigger will be voice. So I'll show you all how to do that. Some inspiration, if you want to look at those. Resource booklet, of course. Feel free to hop through some of those. And just some tips for myself, kind of before we get started, about like designing for AR. So the first thing I'm going to keep in mind is I want the user to first and foremost have an unobstructed view of the road when they're driving, because obviously we don't want too many like pop-ups and just like elements coming up while we're driving and then we end up hitting someone. So that would be worst case scenario. So try to keep it very minimal if you are going to design it like on the actual windshield. So some cars actually, this is like actually a thing. It's called a heads-up display, or HUD, if you want to search like Google for what those look like. So it's something like this, where kind of it's like in front of the steering or behind the steering wheel, I guess, and then it might reflect a little on your windshield. So it's like a mini augmented reality, sort of. So we're getting there in the real life. So I'm gonna start on my artboard, and again, with the artboards for these, you're kind of fudging it if you are gonna do like the augmented reality design. If you're doing just like a digital display, I would say go for like an iPad size, maybe something a little bigger. I know Tesla's is like the whole width or the whole height of that whole dashboard. So yeah, feel free to kind of use whatever size you want. So this is about 1920 by 1080, a little bigger, but yeah. So I've got some components already over here, and I just took some of these photos from Adobe stock, and then to make the interface actually show up a little better, this I just used sort of like a radial gradient just on the corners and blurred the edges a little bit, just kind of fudging it so we can see it a little better. There's a little bit more contrast. And then this is, of course, just a car interior, so to make it look a little more real. So I'm just going to layer these two. And again, this one I also got from Adobe stock. Just like, I didn't really like the image of what was actually being shown on the road. So I wanted something a little bit more clear so we can see some of the interactions, maybe add like a car or a pedestrian or something so we can show some other elements around it. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and dive in. Let's start on the top. So let's say one thing we might wanna see is the time, of course, while we're driving. So let's say it's like 4:55 p.m. and I'll make this a bit smaller. I've got some character styles. This is Rubik that I'm using. So let's just, again, keeping it super small. I don't really want it to take up too much space. And then 64 degrees. I always have to look up degree symbol. There's probably a shortcut for that, but I just copy and paste it. Let me know, anyone, if you know if there's a shortcut for using that symbol, degree symbol. And then let's see, I've got an icon over here just for the weather. A little cloud and a sun, kind of cute. So let's just put all three of these together. I'll zoom in a bit. And then behind this, just so we can see it a little bit better, I'm just going to add a little bit of a transparent sort of rectangle, just curved a little bit. And I'll bring it down to like 20 or so. Okay, so that looks good. And let's group all these together. Okay. And I'm just doing Command G to group those. Okay. Oh, Zoe said Option K. Let me try that for the degree symbol, I think. Option K. Oh my God, that's awesome. I didn't know that. See, you guys are teaching me something. The student overcomes the master, or whatever that phrase is. Okay, so then on this left side, let's add maybe like right turn in 50 feet or something like that. So little navigation. Turn right in 50 feet. And I don't have to be like super explicit, like I don't have to say all of the words like turn, because it's pretty self-explanatory, I think. Okay. Got this little right turn icon right here, so let's add this in this group. And just move this over a tad. Okay. That's looking good. Richard said, genius. Thank you, Zoe, for that. That shortcut. Okay, now, of course, like one of the most important things is the speedometer. So let's add that. I already, just kind of for the sake of time, already made this little dial, but basically it's just a circle, and I cut off, like I used the Boolean Pathfinder shapes over here just to make a bunch of different shapes, basically. So let's do that. And then let's say we're going like 30 miles per hour. Let's add this, make this pretty big. I want this to maybe be like the first thing that we notice, if we notice anything at all from all of these. And you'll notice that, again, like same as the interface that I made on Monday with the smart mirror, most of these are going to be just like shades of white or gray, because I don't want them to be really taking away from like any street lights or, you know, the red stoplights or something. Those should be the very first thing we look at, and then this interface. So 30 miles per hour. I'll just add miles per hour below this. Kind of smaller. Make sure this is centered. And I'll bring down this transparency a bit. Okay, that looks good. Let's group those together, Command G. And the only other thing I think I want to add here is like, oh, I do want to add a little navigation. So I already went ahead and made this little map. So I learned this from one of you guys. A great place to find maps, if you're looking, is called Snazzy Maps. And all I do is you can find different colors of maps. So I usually search for like black and white, just so it's like super contrasty, and you can just take a screenshot of wherever you want. That's what I did. And then if you like double click in here, it's the screen blending mode. So you don't have to go in and like use the pen tool to make all of these. Just make it easier on yourself. Use the screen mode. And then this guy is just a pen tool to kind of trace what street we need to go on, with this little arrow icon showing us the direction, and this right arrow little signage right there. Okay, and let's group all of these three together. Command G to group. All right, so that's looking pretty good. I kind of want these to be more centered. Yeah, so we've got like a left panel sort of over here, a super tiny right panel. Let's get into the voice commands. First thing I want to add is just really quickly this, just like I want to show arrows showing which lane we should be in on the actual road. So let's say it's like this super nice blue color, and I'll give this maybe overlay. Yeah, that's cool. And I'll do like 3 of these, maybe. Have it kind of going in that direction. And just making them kind of follow the perspective, getting smaller as they go down. Okay, so those look good. And just group all 3 of those. All right, so not too obstructive. It's not obstructing our view too much. A little bit over here, this is like a little bit hinging on too much, but I think it's looking good. Let's start adding a voice command. So let's say we want to turn up the temperature instead of going and like touching a bunch punching buttons or like dials and, you know, you're getting your eyes off the road. So we don't want that. So this, I think, is making it even more safe. So what I'm going to do is just select everything on my artboard, but not selecting the actual title. And then I'm just going to Command C to copy. And then if you select your next artboard and Command V to paste, it'll paste it in exactly the same spot. So we don't need to worry about that. So let's hop into the prototype tab, and now we can test this out. All you have to do is select, oh, I've already got this going somewhere else. So select the whole artboard because we're going to do the voice trigger. And then you'll see this little arrow right over here. We can just start dragging this to the next artboard, and our trigger here will just be voice. So you'll see this little drop down, and you can enter, just type in right here whatever command you want. So let's say change the temperature to 64, or it's already 64, 65 degrees. Okay. Yeah, auto animate. We don't really want anything to change on this screen, so we'll just do a normal transition, no dissolve, like no animation, and then we'll go to this screen. Maybe while we're on this screen, we want to show some indication that something is happening. So let's add like a little slider that shows like, hey, our temperature is actually moving up. So we have some sort of visual cue that something is changing. Otherwise, we won't really know what's going on. So let's just add a super simple slider, add a little circle right here, and maybe this sort of shape just right behind it. And then I'll just rotate this, whoops, and put this behind it as well. And then just group all three of these together. So Command G to group. So from this, we will go and bring that slider up on the next screen. So copy everything, again, Command V to paste, and then let's just double click in here and bring up the circle, like kind of all the way to the top. And then from this artboard to the next, we can just drag this over, again, that little like caret arrow thing. And this time we'll just do, let's make sure the whole thing is selected. This time we'll just do a time trigger. So again, we're in the little trigger drop down, and we'll have maybe a delay of like 0.6 seconds with auto animate. So this will be like 0.8 seconds. Okay, so let's go ahead and preview what we got. So when you're previewing, make sure you have the little home icon selected, otherwise it might start from some other artboard. Okay, so we're going to say change the temperature to 65 degrees. And while we do that, we have to hold down the space bar for the microphone to hear us. So press the play button, and you can't see it, but I'm holding down the microphone right now, and I'll say change the temperature to 65 degrees. And then I'm not doing anything, and we'll see our slider goes right up. Very cool. Okay, so yeah, feel free to explore, see what else you might want to change with that voice command. Maybe it's like hide all of my notifications, or tell me what time it is, or like change the heat, or, you know, whatever, change the seat, massage or something. So feel free to play around with that. Yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot of like augmented reality windshields out there. So again, Wild West, feel free to use your creativity and do kind of whatever you want. Also, this was the one that I already made, but if you want to do something like this and show like, whoa, there's pedestrians, watch out for them. This is just like a bit of red gradient and making sure it's like pretty transparent. Or, you know, if there's a car ahead and you're getting too close, maybe show a bright light around it or something like that. So just have fun with it. Or, you know, bikers or something. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and Command S to save. Again, if you want to export this as an MP4 while you're like clicking around, you just press that play button and you press record right there, and then you can start clicking around. Okay, so I'm gonna cancel because I've already saved it. And then let's hop into Behance. This was the map I was looking up. Behance. Okay. So while you're in Behance, this is the project that I've already started uploading all my daily creative challenges in, so you can take a look at mine. But make sure you go over to your settings tab and go into the discoverability tab right there, and have that keyword XD Daily Challenge, so I can find your work and give you feedback if you like, and you can save it. Nishant asked what's the font you're using. So this font was, I think it was Rubik. Let me check. Rubik, yeah, Rubik Light. That's a good one. Okay, so now I am gonna look at some of you guys' work. So I already showed you this awesome one by Marie. Let's just search. I just searched in Behance XD Daily Challenge. I also look on the creative, or the feedback. What channel is that called? Current Challenge channel, to look at some of you guys' work. So thank you guys so much for sharing those. I love looking at what you guys are posting. So, okay, I've got this one pulled up. So I'm kind of trying to mostly just look at the ones today from yesterday. So yesterday was the smart fridge, and oh, Nishant's asking, whoa, did that just happen? I'm not sure what you're talking about, but let me know what you're trying to figure out. Oh, maybe you were talking about this one. Yeah, super cool. So this one we're looking at is Amy, and this looks awesome. Very nice mock-up. It looks very realistic. I could see that actually being on a fridge. So let's look at her prototype. Cool. Let me bring it to the beginning. Okay, so we've got a little expiring soon session. Very helpful. A shopping list. Alarm. Oh, that's a good idea, like a timer for when the food is ready or something. Today's delivery, Amazon, and today's recommended calorie controlled meal. Nice, I need that. This is cool. I don't know if you would use call-in too much, maybe for delivery or something, but if I'm like standing at a fridge, I probably wouldn't use that too much. But this looks so awesome. Thank you so much for sharing this one, Amy. And then there is the just like flat one. Flat version. Awesome. Thanks so much. Okay, so another one I had pulled up. Oh, this was the one from Monday or Tuesday, I guess. And this is by Freddie. And it wasn't necessarily exactly what I had like proposed, what the challenge was all about, but I thought it was really creative. So instead of the smart mirror, he designed like an in-flight augmented reality interface. So let's look at this, see what it's all about. I thought that was so creative. If you have a great idea, totally follow that. So taking photos, something I always do on a flight, although, not going on too many flights lately. Cool, that's a good idea. And it kind of covers the whole screen, but you can still see through. And then you can review at the top. That is such a good idea. I love that. Maybe just like one more. I'll look on Discord. And okay, let's see if there's another fridge one. All right, this one is by Soul UX. Let's check this one out. Oh, Vanille, I think I saw you watching. Is this one by you? Storage settings. Okay, that was a really nice smooth slide-in animation. Loading, super cool. You can see all of our fruit. This is awesome. I love your illustrations too. This looks so great. Coffee. Wow, he got a lot of coffee. I wish I had this much in my fridge. That looks so good. I'm a coffee fanatic. And then our fruit. Awesome. Tap on any of the fruit to see its nutrient stats. Oh my gosh. This is so many interactions. Great job. Cool. Okay. Thank you so much for sharing that. All right, guys, that is about all the time that I have left for today. I'll still keep checking on the Current Challenge channel. So If you have any questions, feel free to post them in the Ask a Question, or post your work on Behance and Discord, and I'll be checking it out. So that is about it for today. Thanks guys so much for watching. I always enjoy these with you guys. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you again tomorrow at 2 p.m. Pacific. And don't go anywhere, because in about 5 minutes we got our draw along with Kyle Webster, so stick around. Bye!